Good morning, everybody. Shift Your Mindset here with a new episode. 6 o'clock in the morning. So maybe you hear the rooster waking up. Everybody. There he is. But I found something interesting this morning. And it will be a precedent, I think, for the rest of the country. Because I don't hear a lot about Brazil. And now I found something interesting what's happening there, because there is a couple in 2024 who left the Jehovah Witnesses but informed the elders that their names couldn't be announced due to data protection law in that country. What I could find, it's a new law. It's not that long as like in Europe we know. And despite that they asked that, the elders publicly announced the disfellowship announcement. In response, the couple filed a lawsuit against them. And this Friday, the Brazilian court decided to rule against those three elders, ordering them to pay compensation, and if this is finalized, they have to issue a proportional or similar announcement in the meeting to repair the emotional damage. It was in Portuguese, that's not my strong language, but what I could hear about it is that it's a freedom of religion. So they have to repair the damage and people can socialize with that couple. Of course, I think the elders are gonna appeal against this filed lawsuit, but that couple did something smart. They filed a lawsuit against those three elders, not the organization. Why? Because it simplifies the legal process. They won this case. I think the elders going to appeal this decision for sure. But there were a few key takeaways in this story. That is the lawsuit against an individual, not Watchtower. So maybe we have to check in our countries what the legal procedures are, what the data protection law is saying. Maybe we have some people who are Exjws who that's their job, they're in their job, I don't know, but it can simplify the legal process. Also, this is the first ruling in Brazil of a breach of data protection for someone who is disfellowshipped. So that's interesting. This is the first case. So I think what I heard from the lawyer is that there are many other cases lying around now which they're gonna follow up on. So this was the first case, but it was a good case. And the Watchtower, of course, provided legal support to those elders. I think those elders, when they were confronted with, hey, we don't want you to call our name on stage when the meeting ends, I think they contacted the legal department and they said, oh no, it's all right, just go for it. But it's now the problem of the elders and not of Watchtower. And how can you see that Watchtower is throwing you elders? Maybe you are an elder if you're watching now. They throw you under the bus. And let this be an example for everybody who knows an elder, is an elder, or wants to become an elder. Step down now, when you still can. Don't go for the elder position. Why? Watchtower provided legal support, I think with the telephone, with the legal department, but each elder had to hire his own lawyer. Guys, Watchtower is failing you big time. So you're enforcing rules from the elder of the flock and the sheep and whatever, but the blundering body is not having your back. And that's a crazy thing, guys, because even I know a few elders who are good guys. So maybe you feel sad for them because you know an elder and he helped you, whatever. But if you are an elder in Jehovah's organization, in my opinion, you are an accomplice of the blundering body. Why? Because you can be a good guy, you can be a fun guy, you can be a joyful guy, you can have a good heart, but the policies in the elder of the flock book are rules of the governing body that harm people. Disfellowshipping, harming people. The way you treat people with the 2 witness rule in a case, it's a wrong policy. So you are just as guilty as the people who force those rules on you as an elder. You accepted that position. Nobody held a gun to your head. So if you are an elder, you are an accomplice to everything what goes around. The abuse cases, you didn't call the authorities because the legal department didn't want you to do it and you followed it. So you are an accomplice. So yes, you are thrown under the bus by the governing body. Yes, you have to hire your own lawyers. And I think this will go on to the rest of the world now. That elders are gonna be held accountable for themselves. One of the elders in this court case is no longer even an elder anymore. I think he had enough, or maybe he is sacked by the body of elders in that congregation. Maybe he was the head of the judicial committee or whatever. So one of them is already down. The other 2 will not have a great moment at this time. They have to pay, they have to do it again. They have to compensate people, also have to make an announcement publicly in the congregation hall. So it will be a bad moment for those elders. So guys, this was the news. Brazil is also starting to wake up. They are filing lawsuits against people, not the organization. And maybe that's the way to go all the way up to the top. And the more elders are getting filed with lawsuits, the more they're gonna be fed up with it and think, oh, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna take the fall for the governing body. I'm just enforcing the policies from higher up, and now I am the one who's going to jail or have to pay fines or whatever. And I don't think the Watchtower is transferring money from their bank account into the elder's account to pay for this lawsuit. I don't think it's happening, guys. Prove me wrong, but I don't think the governing body is going to do that. The governing body then thinks, oh, it's not our problem. We save our money. It's their problem. They had to do it a different way or whatever. And that, the audacity, people, the audacity, it's mind-boggling. So this is the news from Brazil. I wish you guys a fresh start of the week. Enjoy your day, and we see each other on the next episode.